Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to work on this problem. It's an application problem and this is the last example in your section 2.2 reading assignment. Okay, a Boeing 747 crosses the Atlantic Ocean with an airspeed of 500 miles per hour. The cost C in dollars per passenger is given by a function here. Here where X is my independent variable and it represents the ground speed. And C is the cost function. So as I told you before, if I graph this, my speed, ground speed, X will be along the x-axis and my cost will be along the y-axis. Okay. So the first question is asking me to find the cost if the ground speed is 200 miles per hour. So there are two parts to this problem. The first part is asking me to find the cost if my ground speed, which is x, is 200 miles per hour. And the second part to the problem is to find the ground speed when my the cost when the ground speed is 350 miles per hour. Okay, so let me do the first portion. So to find that, I have to find the value of C of 200. I'll have to plug in the value of 200 in my x place. So this would be 200 here. 200 divided by 100 plus 3600 divided by 100. If you simplify this, you will be getting a cost which would be I'm taking my calculator to calculate this. So 200 divided by 100 plus so if I add all those things, it would be 1000 plus 2 plus 6, which is 1036. Okay, so the second part of the question is asking me to find what the cost would be if my x, which is the ground speed, is 350 miles per hour. So I need to find what C of 350 is. I hope you can do that part. Okay, I will leave it up to you to finish that one. Okay, the next part is asking me to find the domain of this function. Now we already know to find the domain, I need to look for the x's, which is my independent variable in here. And I see my independent variable x, which is in the denominator. So this is telling me my x cannot be 0. And it's a cost function, so it's money. So my cost should be greater than, like I cannot have a negative cost, right? So in that case, my x should be x is greater than 0. So, or in other words, it's going to be from 0 comma infinity. This is an interval notation. And this is a set builder notation. Okay. So the third part is asking me to use a graphing utility to graph it. And I did graph this for you in a graphing calculator, and the graph is being shown here. Now the things that you need to note is in my calculator, under y equals or y1 is equal to, I put the cost function. And then I changed my window screen. Under the window, my x minimum was 0, x max was 1000, then y minimum was 0 and y max is 500. You'll keep the scales 1, and if you graph, you will be able to see this graph. You can keep it 1 or 10, it doesn't matter. We can see the same graph. And as I speak to you, I am seeing the graph in my calculator where I am having my X max as 1000, X min as 0, and Y min as 0, and Y max as 500. And I am graphing, and I'm able to see this graph that you see in this picture here. Okay, so again, go through it. If you have questions, please bring it to me. Scales, you can change it to 5 or 1, or depending on how much screen you want the graph to occupy. Okay, the next part is D is asking you to go to the table. Again, I put the picture that you will see on the calculator here, and you have to create a table. For that, just hit second window, which will take you to the TBLSCT, and that is where you would do the setting. That table start as 0 and the delta table as 50. And after you do that, if you hit again second graph, you must see this table. Okay. So if you keep on going down in the table, you will be seeing that to the nearest 50 miles per hour, the ground speed should be 600 miles. So the cost would be, so this is something that you will see from the table function. And with that, to answer this question, to the nearest 50 miles per hour, what ground speed minimizes the cost per passenger? It is, if you can see here, you can see that the ground speed of 600, roughly 600 miles per hour will minimize the cost to about $220. Okay, I hope you understood this problem. Again, go through it, and if you have questions, please come and ask.